Yo, hey guys, SmallmouthCrush. It's time for another video because I've been slacking, and you guys deserve better than that. What the heck? I'm just up here fishing every day and I don't have time to make a video, Travis. Get with it. Today's video, we're talking about shallow water smallmouth with soft plastic jerkbaits, like a fluke, bubble gum, chartreuse, or maybe something natural. There's a time and place for every color. We're going to get into it. It's all coming up. I'm back. It's been a while. I apologize. It's not for lack of footage. I got plenty of footage. It's finding the time to edit it. That's been the challenge. So I've been living on the road since the end of June, pretty much guiding every day. And then sometimes I like to sneak away and fish by myself in the afternoon into the evening hours, and I'm just running out of time. The live streams have been lacking. Epic Eric's been unreliable, to say the least. He's about as reliable as the Lake Ontario forecast. Which, listen, he's got Region 7, Bojangles, District 9 championships and regionals to qualify for on Kerr Lake. I get it. But man, buddy, come on up here. I'm sure you guys want to see him and I battle it out with some giant smallmouth. Hopefully it's going to happen this year. But the live streams, it's been a little hard with internet service, things like that. I do have some great bait companies that are going to be coming on board. We're going to get it ramped up here, guys. I promise. I promise. Just had my first day off in a long time. I actually fished a tournament on Oneida yesterday. Tough bite, 70 plus boats, 9 pounds, got a check. I did fairly well. I took fourth. Would have done a little bit better, had some issues. We'll get into that. There's going to be a video about it coming up probably in 3 months from now. Who knows? But let's get into it. Shallow water fluke fishing, or shallow water soft jerkbait fishing, I should say. Soft jerkbaits are awesome. Fish, smallmouth, largemouth. Love them. And there's a lot of different ways to fish a fluke. And I just say fluke. I mean, I use the Zoom Super Fluke quite a bit. It's probably the most common out there. There's a lot of great companies that make some great soft plastic jerkbaits. And as I was saying, a lot of different ways to fish it. I really love to fish this on a Carolina rig. But in this video, I actually I use an owner screw lock weighted hook. Now they make an unweighted version, but I wanted it to be weighted because I was fishing 4 to 10 foot of water, and when I was out in that deeper zone, I wanted to kind of let it shimmer down when I dead stick it. You know, I do. You'll see in the video, I do a couple twitches here and there, then dead stick it, let it fall. Really depending on what that fish is doing, because I'm actually seeing these fish, or most of the fish, before I catch them on this fluke. So when I go up shallow, those fish are up shallow for one reason only, and that's to feed. And so wherever you are in any part of the country where there's smallmouth, there's going to be a time and place when they go up shallow. They don't always live deep, although probably right now 70% of the fish are deep, but there's always those resident fish, as well as fish that live deep, that hang out deep, that come up to feed at times up in that shallower water. So you want to look for transition areas. You want to look for large flats, places close to deep water that come up that are shallow. Of course, clear water is going to help. So having good visibility. Ideally, I'd like to see the bottom. I'd like to see those fish. I'd like to be able to pick out the chunk rock, the boulder fields, the gravel, the sand spots, the grass patches. It might be straight flat rock with some cracks in between that they use as highways to travel and hunt and look for food. And so that's ideally what I look for. And then conditions have to be right. You know, I started the day looking for some deep fish. I was idling around some deeper points, some humps, just looking at the map, checking some things out. And I was able to put a couple good fish in the boat using my electronics. But it hit me at like 9, 10 o'clock. I'm like, geez, it's a gorgeous day, bright sun, fairly calm conditions. I need to get my butt in shallow and see if I can find some cruising fish. And so that's what I did. I left the deeper fish and just went looking. And I didn't see a whole lot. There was random fish here and there, which oftentimes is the case. On this particular day, I didn't catch any real giant fish. But there's times when, if you go up shallow, you can put together a pretty big bag of smallmouth. Some real good fish, especially up here in the northern part of the country, the Great Lakes, some of the inland lakes as well. Those fish will cruise up shallow, and they can be some real big 5+ pound fish. There's a good one right there. Wow. Got him. Well, he looked a lot bigger under the water. I'm sight fishing today. Well, I'm shallow. I'm certainly looking for fish. I saw that guy come up, follow my, I'm actually using a fluke today. Come on, he's not even that big, Brohim. He's not even that big. But he thinks he is. Well, that was cool. I like that. I like that. Oh, he's actually, he's decent. I mean, he's 4.5. Okay. There we go. Not bad. Fluking. That's decent fish. I'm not complaining. Not a bad fish at all. All right, so let's talk about color first, and we'll get into kind of how I rig it. But in my Zoom box here, I have a variety of colors. It's no secret that smallies love bright color, chartreuse, bubble gum. So I do have an arsenal of those baits right here. Some natural colors as well. Your straight whites, albino shads, or ghost shad, whatever you want to call it. Natural colors, watermelon, green pumpkin, some type of party color, right? There's some days they want more natural bait, and there's some days they'll eat this bright yellow thing. I like the brighter baits. You know, smallmouth like chartreuse, but I like that bright color because I actually have visual on that bait. I can see what it's doing in relation to that fish that I'm trying to catch. I know exactly where my bait is at all times because it stands out way better than, you know, a natural color would in that water. And so that's why I chose the chartreuse for this particular video. But I'm using an owner screw lock. I believe this is a size 3-aught, but I wish I had some 4s on me. I couldn't find any. But 4-aught would be a little bit better. But how I rig this, I just insert it here at the nose. It's real easy to do. I screw that soft plastic jerkbait right on there, and now it's going to track true. You have a place here to tie your line to, and it'll withstand quite a few fish, especially with that screw lock. It's not going to tear that easy. And so then I just expose, hook it. I don't Texas rig it. I don't stick it back. I'm fishing open water, so I want to be able to get a better hook set. Now, I did lose a pretty good fish, actually a giant, doing this because there isn't a lot of room between this and the plastic. But if you give them just a second or two to turn on that when they grab it, I find that you'll normally get a pretty good hook set. And again, they make it weighted and unweighted. I do like this weighted version because once you stop it, it just kind of shimmies down through the water column. And it allows me to fish it just a little bit deeper. So you want to experiment with your retrieve. Again, just a couple jerk, pause, and then all of a sudden you're just going to see that fish come up and track it or grab it, one of the two. And then there's some things, some tricks I'm going to share with you guys. Maybe a follow-up bait like a Ned rig. I was using a Gaggio Spirit shad on a Ned rig. Also the Z-Man TRD on a Ned rig. Or maybe a drop shot. This is a 4-inch Senko. You know, wacky rig or nose hook that. And what I do is, if a fish is following this bait and he's not biting it, I'll pick up one of those other techniques, one of those other rods, and pitch over to that fish and hopefully catch him. Now the thing is to read that fish. Every fish acts a little bit different. Some fish are going to crush this. Some fish are just going to follow it and be like, you're going to be like, what the heck's going on? Some fish are going to follow it and then lose interest and then just hang out right below your boat. And you can easily pick up a drop shot rod here. You know, my follow-up on a drop shot is just going to be about a foot leader, maybe a little less. Size 1, Gamakatsu, split shot drop shot hook. And I'm just going to nose hook or wacky rig that Senko and pitch over to that fish. He's going to come over, swim, and grab it. sometimes a fish is going to be a little spooked and you have to track him. You're going to see him swimming out there and you're going to realize, I can't get too close. I can't pitch this bait right on his face. I need to see which way he's moving, throw 20 feet, 30 feet in front of him, let that bait fall to the bottom, dead stick it, and see if that fish continues to swim that route, and then just give it a, just pick up, don't move the weight much, slack line, and just shake that bait just a little bit, and that fish is going to come over there and grab it. So there's some tricks to get those fish to bite if they're not totally on that soft jerk bait. There's one. Come on. See, I lost that fish. He's right there. Let's see if he'll bite it. No. And I thought, so if they don't commit to the fluke, what I should have done is I should have been prepared. I should have had a little Ned rig ready to reel that bait in real quick and pitch back to that fish. So I'm going to have one set up here from this point moving forward, because I probably would have caught that. So in this video I was throwing that fluke on the same rod that I'm going to use a drop shot when I'm casting to the smallmouth. I use a 7-foot medium rod. I use I believe it's 8 or 10 pound braid to a 8 or 10 pound fluorocarbon leader. Now you can certainly throw a jerk bait, a soft jerk bait on a bait caster, you know, 12 pound fluorocarbon, medium action, whatever you're comfortable with. I prefer on a spinning rod. But that's really my setup. Pretty basic when it comes to the rod and reel combinations that I use. He came up on that fluke. I saw it. I saw him following it, and then I kind of just killed it, let it fall, gave it a couple twitches. He went to it, and then something he didn't like, he kind of just scooted away. And then of course I pitched back to him, and he said, "No way, Jose." There's a good one. He just followed my fluke. I lost him because of the sun. So I'm gonna pick up my Ned and just see if I can pick up my Ned, see if I can catch him. I'd like to think I should be able to. I can't see him. One cloud. You need sun to see these fish once they come after that fluke. If they don't bite that fluke, you gotta throw another bait at them. You know, sometimes that fluke you could just use it to find them, use it as a search bait, you know. I'm just gonna keep fan casting and wait. I'm gonna wait for that sun to come back out. It's gonna be a while. He does not want to bite the fluke, so I'm gonna throw a Ned rig with a spear shad on it. See if I can get him. Like a 3-pounder. The bigger one wanted it, but the small one beat him to it. That one followed the fluke, but now I gotta go back and catch him. Looked like a good one. Not huge. Not huge at all. Pretty. Nice and dark. So I caught that on the 4-inch black Gajo Spirit Shad Ned rigged. He followed my fluke up to the boat and then pitched back at him and caught him. Got him. Oh, he's off. Dang it, that was a 5-pounder right there, dude. Oh, that was fun. I saw him, I casted the fluke, and dang it. That's a pig. Wow. Look at that guy. Well, that was pretty neat. Well, I hope you guys learned a thing or two about shallow water smallmouth fishing. Let me know what's your favorite technique to throw a soft plastic jerkbait. I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And as always, until next time, we'll see you guys on the water.